Dear students, the chapter 2 of our textbook deals with from trade to territory. The arrival of the Britishers and their conquest in India. Arrival of the British when we discuss, we should go back to the Europeans. The medieval period ended by the conquest of Constantinople and the modern age started. In Europe, nascence and enlightenment has taken place. Nascence means rebirth. A rebirth of ancient civilizations, that's a Greek and Roman. In ancient period, Greek are known for their inquisitive mind or the search for knowledge. The scholars like Aristotle, Plato, Socrates lived in Greece, Pythagoras, etc. And Roman Empire is famous for aggressiveness. So rebirth of ancient civilizations. And enlightenment and reformation has taken place in Europe. And the trade relationship flourished. Copernicus has discovered that Earth is round in shape. If a material is round in shape, if you start from this point, we go around like this, we can come continuously with journey, we can come back to the same spot. So people wanted to prove it. Theory is one, practical is one. So Europeans wanted to come to India for trade because Indian trade gave them a lot of profit. From ancient period onwards, there were trade relationship from Europe to India. That route was known as land route. That the route went like this from India, present day Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, then Europe. That was one trade route. Another one was half land and half sea, we can say, to this Red Sea, from Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and Gormus. This was another route. There was another route from Mongolia, Sakhalin Pass, from here, enter Mongolia, China, Mongolia, Russia, and Congress. So this was the literal land routes at that time. Now Ottoman has conquered Constantinople as Turkey and told the Europeans, you don't come here for trade, we will give you the materials to you. But they charged high profit. And the European scholars began to inspire the people to find an alternative route. And since the earth is round in shape, if you start from one point, we can reach on the same spot by going around. So India is considered an eastern country. And that is west. You know, when you look at the map, this side is the west, that side is east. So they wanted to come to India. A person named Christopher Columbus jumped in the sea to come to India. He started his journey from Spain. He started from here, this is Spain. Came here, there is an island named the Canary Islands. He went ahead to this. And he came and landed in this area, Bahamas Island. He thought he has landed in India. He went back 3 times, he went on the same route. But he could not get the spices or the materials that were available in India. Now, Europeans still are not happy of their coming to India. So a person in 1494, a person named Bartholomew Dice, he came here. This area is known as Cape of Good Hope. Why it is known as Cape of Good Hope? There is a hope if you cross that area to come to India. And he came there, he could not cross that area because waves are very heavy. So he came really bad. In 1498, Vasco da Gama and his team from Portugal, Portugal is this country, where Lisbon is the capital of Portugal. They started their journey. They also came to Canary Islands, but they did not go far away from the coastal area. They moved along the coastal area. Like this. This is Africa, They came like this. This is South Africa. Cape Town is there. And Cape of Good Hope. Crossed that area between Madagascar and Europe, Africa, he went inside and he reached and landed the area named Calicut in Kerala in the year 1498, May 21st. There's a record of it. Records were written by this man. So his route, you must understand, the ships of that time were not like modern ships. They just tie a sail, a cloth piece in front of the ship, and the wind takes the ship in whichever direction it wants. So if you want to go in whichever direction, is tie a sail or the cloth in front of the ship, it takes the ship. No much control was there. Many times ships used to overtime. And you might have heard the famous sentence, water everywhere, but there is no water to drink. Ocean water we cannot drink, it is salty. And when we go to the coastal area, when we look at the sea, we don't see any end. And it is going around the downside. When we go downside, we feel that hell is there. That was a belief of the people of Europe. Nobody wants to go to hell. So people were not ready to take the risk of having a journey, a voyage. When Christopher Columbus went to America to find out a new route to India, he was given the people from the jail, and they were told him they will come back, they will be left free. But still people were not ready to go. They were forcibly tied in the ship and sent. In between they even conspired to kill Columbus. That was the situation. So Vasco da Gama came and landed in India. So he took the materials from India. It is told about 60 times the cost or expenditure for coming to India. He had carried the materials, free gift it was. Kerala king has given him, Samorin has given him a lot of gift. With that he went back and he came back. He is buried in Kapadi beach in Calicut. Now this Portuguese team, they moved away from there and they came to Goa, captured Goa from the hands of Adil Shahis of Bijapur in 1510 and started to control that area. 1510 to 1961, Portuguese was having control of Goa. So this team came for trade. They had no other intentions. They had no intention to capture India, no intention to rule India. They want to take the materials from India, sell them in Europe and get a lot of profit. Mainly pepper, ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, etc. Clove, etc. All those things, they were available only in India. And these things were necessary for the Europeans to get a taste for the food and preserve their meat from decay. So it was compulsory for them. So naturally high prices they could pay. They were ready to pay. Now other European countries came to know, they also started to for trade relationship with India. And the last country, or we can say the last country, to start a company or trading company within India was England. You know, England is. This England was one of the last country. In 1599, December 31st, Queen Elizabeth I gave the permission to East India Company to start. So 1602, they come in India. In 7th class, we have studied that main arriving spot at that time was Surat. You know, Surat is located in the coastal area of Gujarat. It is one of the prominent trading center at that time. Most of the ships from Europe used to come and anchor there. No, this is a route you see. To come between Madagascar, it was naturally from this year to see. And there is another route that you must understand, going to Mecca and Europe, because there is a Suez system was there. So they used to go there, then they had to walk. The distance of Suez, 169 kilometers, they had to walk. So they were not going to ship to that area. So this was it. They came. And these Britishers came with the invention of trade, and naturally there was conflict among the trading companies. There was a Dutch trading company, Portuguese trading company, Spanish trading company, French trading company. All these trading companies had their conflict or interest of trade. They were supported by their home countries. The traders were supported by their home countries. Indian traders also were there, but these Indian traders were not supported by our Indian kings. Mughals were ruling at that time. They were not having much naval power, but the European countries were having naval power. So Indian traders could not take their ships. Their ships would be attacked in the sea. Loot materials would be looted. They had no chance. So Indian companies have stopped trading through sea. So European companies were supported by their home countries, provided security. Soldiers were coming along, the naval forces were coming along with the merchant ships. So like that, these merchant ships were coming, they came. When they came, naturally, they came and settled down in the areas where they have to have trade. And they came and settled down first in Surat. British East India Company, along with other companies, also British East India moved first to Bombay. You know, Bombay, they moved, they settled down in Bombay sometime. Then they thought it's better to get other raw materials from other places. They moved from Bombay to Madras. Bombay, present name is Mumbai. Old name is Bombay. And they came to Chennai. Present name is Chennai. Old name was Madras. After settling down there, they had a conflict with the local Nawabs, Arcot Nawab, French and British. Then again they moved. They interfered in the political activities in Hyderabad or Nizam during this period. But they did not put much strong there. They moved to Calcutta. Calcutta, on the banks of River Hooghly, they established their factor. Factor means a place where they have godown for the raw materials or the materials that are purchased from the interior part of the country which is stored. And places for the company officers to stay, places for the traders to come and supply the materials, places for the bank employees to stay, like that an area where everybody can stay together. All those areas together is called a factor. So they established a factor. And they got permission from the Mughal king, Aurangzeb, to trade without paying tax. Modern period, no, big companies may get exemption. Or starting point, in modern period we have special economic zones where if a company starts factory for 5 years, they are not bound to pay tax. Like that. Then king gave permission to East India Company in Bengal to trade without paying tax. It is known as permanent. And company was given, and with that they managed. But after the death of Aurangzeb, Nawab Aliwardi Khan was there in Bengal. Changes has taken place. Siraj-ud-Dowlah came to power. Britishers were not ready to listen to the orders of the Nawab. They began to do whatever way they liked. Naturally, Nawab being the ruler of Bengal was not ready to accept. That led into the Battle of Plassey, which we will study in next session. Thank you.